What's goody to any and everybody who may be listening? Okay, now let's get into these early life experiences a little more. This agent and the types of torture that he employed. Okay, number one, there was the electroshock therapy. Okay, which contributed to this stutter, the stutter that you might hear throughout this these messages. Although I must say that this has healed considerably. Okay, because baby, there was a time where you couldn't hear or know or understand what I said, baby. Okay. Let's go ahead and call our life sparks back from the stutter itself and the electroshock therapy. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, stolen, trapped, stuck, or lodged within the midst of that electroshock therapy, any and all of the torture, and the resulting stutter are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is none other than me. Now, also, this agent employed tickle torture. Now, I gotta say that even worse than the electroshock therapy was this tickle torture. I could not stand being tickled to the point of beyond crying. This was painful when it got to, at some point, it's not tickling no more. It's pain. It's searing pain. Okay? Let's go ahead and call the life prospect. This individual, it was the stomach he was tickling, it was the underarm, and the feet. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and call our life prospect. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that had gotten caught up, lost, trapped, stolen, stuck, or lodged in the midst of that tickle torture that this evil being had the nerve to employ against me. Okay? So there was a heavy amount of disassociation during these sessions, these torture sessions, and that's when I would go into these lifetimes as mother. See, and this is how they were able to get the fragments. This is how they were able to steal the light sparks that they were stealing, by having me disassociate, go down into these lifetimes as mother, and convince me or somehow manipulate me that I was wrong in some way, or did something evil, or wasn't right. This is what contributed to also the self-esteem issues from early life, which are all but gone. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and call our life sparks back from this again. And I do want to I want to go ahead and clarify this about the mothers. Now, although I'm decreeing and declaring my complete and utter detachment from them, I will say that it was their strength that helped me to pull through. It was the feminine strength that, even though it all stems from me anyway, okay, but that helped me pull through. So I'm not angry, full of hatred against those mothers, even though I do perceive that them as somewhat of witches and things of this nature. I took what I could take from them, and I'm letting them go. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, lost, stolen, stuck, lodged within any of those mothers that I disassociated, that I became as I disassociated from that torture that was being employed against me by the CIA, by the shadow government, this MK Ultra. are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, they got caught up, stolen, stuck, lodged, trapped within the midst of the tickle torture. Not only the tickle torture, but the disassociation into the mothers and the manipulation into believing that I had done something wrong, which is what allowed for my light sparks to be taken or stolen in the first place. Are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Now, I done said this in a previous message about old Romola and his participation in taking my worlds, or our worlds, because they were not just mine, they were his too, and taking my worlds and my heavens. These were the sort of the worlds and the heavens that they were taking as we were dropping down the body, and I was being convinced that I was wrong in some way. Okay, and it was I was perceiving Orumla to be with me in these lifetimes as mother, going against me the whole time. Doing magic or raping or doing whatever. Okay. Let's go ahead and decree. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, that are caught up, lost, stuck, trapped, or lodged within the belief that Orumla raped me at any point in time, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Okay. Now what else do I want to say? And so the me disassociating into those lifetimes, and Orumla, me believing that Orumla was doing that magic and all that, it did transfer though. However, he was doing the magic, but all of this was this lifetime. He was stealing. Not this is the only lifetime, really. Those other lifetimes were illusions and me disassociating from the torture. Okay, in a trance and hypnotic state. And those, me believing that did that, they were precursors to him actually coming in and stealing the heavens. He did it for him. He stole the rest of whatever that this CIA agent couldn't get out of me. The CIA agent got a lot out of me, but there were things that he could not get out of me that he needed Orumla to get out of me. He used Orumla to pull the rest of it out of me, and Orumla gave my stuff or our stuff to these people in his family, Orumla, and the people in my family, and this CIA agent. Okay, now this is why I have been calling them folk that's around Orumla leeches. I'm not sure if he know that's why I've been doing it, but see, I wasn't even aware then of why I was calling them leeches, but that's why they leeches. No, they stole our shit. Okay? And you did it for him. And well, he did it for him. Anyway, let's go ahead and call the light source back. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments, caught up, stuck, lost, stolen, lodged within that moment of me being devastated that Orumla was actually doing this to me, and stealing the worlds and the heavens and giving it to his family, my family, and this agent, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Now, I also want to talk about, really quickly, me going to visit Orumula after all of this had happened. Or in the duration of this happening, I would go and visit Orumula, although he was occupied with that old nasty trifling family of his, teaching him how to shoot guns. And I was sitting there watching him shoot that gun in complete and utter horror. Now I gotta call my life from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, stuck, lost, stolen, or lodged within the moment of me going to visit Orumula when he was not online anymore. He had gotten offline. I was still online in some way. And seeing him shoot them guns like that in that yard or in that backyard, wherever he was, released, removed, freed, and brought him back home to the mother, the father, and the child. Now, what I was doing was remote viewing. This was remote viewing, which also is something that got stolen by the CIA. And also let's talk about the and on a different occasion, I went to visit him via remote viewing, and I was witnessing them abuse him, like hit him, and do things to him that they shouldn't have been doing, and teaching him how to be homophobic, knowing that I was in a boy body. They knew that I was in a boy body, and I gotta tell you this: whoever this bitch is that they had him with, they don't belong together. That's a whole demon, a whole devil in a blue dress. Okay, where we come from, shit like that does not matter, because first of all, we don't even have bodies, human bodies with dicks or pussies. So where we come from, shit like I'm not gonna say homophobic, because that's crazy. Same gender loving, that does not exist where we come from. The hatred for stuff like that and these different groups that y'all box folks into down here. Okay, let's go ahead and cut the light sparks back, because I was devastated at that as well. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, like sparks and soul fragments that got caught up, stuck, trapped, lodged within that visitation where I went and seen him being abused by his family, by that clan, because they a clan too, by that clan, and them teaching him to be homophobic, released when they knew I was in a boy body. They did this on purpose. They knew he was gonna need me, and he do. Released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, the father, and the child, which is myself. I gotta tell you though that these individuals were stupid enough to think that they were gonna be able to get my core and put it into some other bitch with a pussy just because she had a pussy. The stupidity. It's the stupidity for me. Now I gotta come high parts back from that too, because man, that makes me the maddest out of what these individuals actually did. That makes me madder for them to actually think that it was going to be possible for them to suck and steal my core out of me so that they can put it into somebody else, and so that that person can actually really be me. They thought that was possible, and it was the stupidity for me that gets me really, really angry, that I gotta call my light sparks back from that. I decree and declare that any and all of my energy, light sparks, and soul fragments that are caught up, lost, stuck, stolen, lodged within that heavy, intense emotion of the stupidity of being angry at the stupidity of these creatures to think that it was going to be possible for this to happen, are released, removed, freed, and brought on back home to the mother, me, the father, me, and the child. Me again, bitch.